Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to week 4, day 5. We are going to continue with our split screen, so make sure that you get that all set up. If you need to pause me to get your Microsoft Word up, and it's only going to be one document today called Lending an Ear. You're also going to need your book in front of you, which is your big purple book, Ready, New York, CCLS, and it's going to be page 14 today, and it's going to have a picture of a dog and its owner's leg, and it's called Lending an Ear. So get set up, make sure you have your split screen, me playing a video on one side, going through the lesson with you. You're going to have that Microsoft Word document on your split screen on your iPad, and then you're going to have your book in front of you. So you're all set up, ready to go. So boys and girls, if you remember back in class, when we discussed main idea, we wanted to focus in on key parts of what's going on in this story. And it happens in nonfiction, or stories that have a lot of factual information to us. So let's review. We had the seasons in the beginning that we did in class. Remember how we were given the main ideas in that one. That one was kind of easy, but we had to fill in the key important details that went with it. Not every detail is important. Remember in our lessons, we kind of left a lot of things out that weren't really important to our story. And then yesterday, your day 4 lesson, could have been a couple days ago, depending on when you're watching this next video, you had 2 stories. You had one about a dog who helps Lewis and Clark on his journey, and the 3 things that he did to help him. That was really easy, kind of first time being independent and doing that. And then we had a story about the snake and the charmer. And that one, we had our one main idea we focused in on. And if you remember from that lesson, I stopped and told you that the very last page, the very last paragraphs, if you want to turn back to page 12, paragraph number 3 literally had nothing to do with the main idea we focused in on, which was cobras don't sway to the flute, right? They don't sway to the music. They sway, and we had the other details that supported it. Paragraph 3 has nothing to do with that main idea. Paragraphs 1 and 2 went together. So today's our toughest day of all. This is where I'm going back to show you what the snake was about. The snake, we only focused in on one main idea. Well, I think there'd be 2 main ideas in that story that we read. We read about how the first idea was that the cobra doesn't sway to the music, and then we learned about the Indian cobra. So we learned about 2 key things in that story, and of course we had details under each one of those. Today, I'm going to help you through this. We're going to go through it as we go, but you're going to read it all on your own. You're going to try it. I believe we have 3 main ideas in this paragraph. Now that means we have 4 paragraphs. Not every paragraph is its own main idea. Sometimes paragraphs blend together and they are about the same idea. If you remember back in when we did our seasons, we had 4 paragraphs talking about one main idea. So not all the time does a new paragraph mean we're talking about a new idea. That would be too easy. In the grand scheme of things, I'd love to teach you that way, but every time there's a new paragraph, there's a new main idea. Not all the time, because sometimes it's under that big picture, the main idea that we're talking about. So today, I have made this a little easier for you on your graphic organizer. I have given you the paragraphs I believe, as your teacher, as an educated reading teacher, that talk about a certain idea. So I believe, and you'll see them right behind me over here, I believe that paragraphs 1 and 2 talk about something. And then when we read paragraph 3, they talk about something completely different in paragraph 3. And then at the very end, I say paragraph 4 is something completely different as well. Okay? So, here's our big challenge. You're doing this all by yourself. I'm not going to read anything to you right now. I'm going to want you to pause me. It's 5 minutes into my video. I want you to pause me, and when you're all done, you're going to see me reveal to you what I think you should have typed in on Microsoft Word. So let's review. You're going to reread the story, Lending an Ear. On your Microsoft Word document, you're going to go just to the main ideas. Don't fill in your details yet. because we want to make sure you have at least the right main ideas. Then we'll fill in our details. Okay? So read page 14, Lending an Ear. It's about a cute story named Mitzi, a Labrador Retriever. Tell me, I think paragraph in 1, there's about something. Paragraph 3 is about something different, and then paragraph 4 is something completely different than all 3. Okay? Now our topic is already done for you. It's about lending an ear. So pause me and unpause me when you have your 3 main ideas filled in on your Microsoft Word. All right, make sure your Microsoft Word's filled in. Hopefully you're not just waiting for me to give you the answers. Hopefully you read the story out by yourself, because I'm not reading it to you. That's silly. That's just not even learning. So make sure you read that story, and make sure you filled in what you think paragraph 1 and 2 are about. It's okay to be wrong. And paragraph 3, what do you think paragraph 3 was about? And paragraph 4. Okay? Now when I do these, remember my main idea, boys and girls, isn't a full-fledged sentence. I'm not writing a huge, long, detailed sentence. If you remember in class when we did seasons, they were short and they were sweet. So paragraph 1 and 2, I believe they went together. Paragraph 1 was sort of like an intro. Paragraph 2 really gets into it. And paragraph 2 doesn't have to be word for what I wrote. I'll be, if you can send me it and I'll look at yours and see if it sounds similar to mine, but this is what I have for paragraph 1 and 2. Helping at home. Most of paragraph 2 talks about how, you could say even how the animal helps at home, but it's all at home. The owner, wherever they are. So there's your first main idea. If you need to go in and change that, pause me and go in and change it. Look and see if you picked a detail too, and we'll come back to those details a little bit longer. All right, so hopefully you unpause me and you fix that first main idea. It doesn't have to be word for word what I said. If yours is kind of close to mine, count it. Doesn't have to be word for word what I said. So paragraph 3, short little paragraph, I believe is a little different than this main idea. This main idea was about helping at home. And sometimes the author literally tells us the main idea, and the author does this, boys and girls. The author literally says in the second sentence, if you read this with me, they also do their jobs outside in public spaces. So you could write down outside in public spaces, or away from home, or outside of home. Somewhere else that's not inside home. So I'm going to continue to say helping in public. There's our main idea. That's what paragraph 3 was focusing in on. So pause me, go back and fix it. It's okay if you're 0 for 2. It's okay. Again, this is first week, guys, that we're practicing these. Hopefully yours is kind of similar to mine. Okay, so our very last one, which is a very short main idea. Very short. This is the shortest paragraph of them all. And I wasn't going to put this in there, but I kind of had to because it has nothing to do with paragraph 3. Paragraph 3 was about helping in public and why the dog is important to be out in public with someone who can't hear. So the last paragraph, what do you have? I have matching up or teamwork or something like that. So I'm going to say matching up. If you have something like teamwork or pairing up or something like that, because that whole main idea talks about how the dog and the owner, they got a lot of work to do together. They have to train. Okay? So now you have those 3 main ideas set up. We're going to go now back into the text, which is right in front of you. Now I want you to pause me and put in all the details that would go under each one of these main ideas. And then you'll come back to me. We're just going to talk about them, and then that will be it for our video. So even though my video is going to be a little shorter, it's actually longer because you're pausing me quite a bit. So pause me. Okay, so you have all the details filled in on your Microsoft Word. And this probably took you a little longer because you actually had to fill in a couple more than just, the main ideas. The main ideas sometimes are easy because they're not even full sentences. So let's go up to our first 2 paragraphs. Helping at home. I'm looking for at least 2 to 3 per paragraph here, or per main idea. So the biggest thing I have, train to hear. This dog is trained to hear certain sounds. That's an important detail. Put that in there. Also needs to say that it touches the owner. It needs to touch the owner. And what is it listening for? It's listening for certain things like an alarm clock. It's listening for certain things like timers, kitchen timers, household sounds. Okay? So those are our 3 details that you have there. It doesn't have to be word for word what I have, but hopefully you got some of those. Those are pretty close. All right, let's go to paragraph 3. Helping in public. Helping in public. I have the dog responds to sounds that the owner is not aware of or what's going around them. So the dog responds to sounds that are going on out there, outside in the public. And then obviously they would alert them by touching them again. They don't say that in there, but I'm inferring that this is what they do since they do that at home, that they're going to touch their owner. You don't have to put that again. And I only have another one is they wear an orange jacket. So the service dog wears an orange jacket. And this is important because if you ever see a dog that's in a restaurant or somewhere like that, you might freak out and say, there's not dogs allowed in here. But this orange vest signifies that they're allowed, that they're a certified service dog, and they're allowed to help, whoever they're with in public. Now, again, I know we have seeing eye dogs that help blind people, but this one is ones for people that have hearing issues. All right, and the last one is probably the easiest one, matching up. They have to train together before they become a good team. That's it, okay? All right, so look at your Microsoft Word document. Hopefully you have all 3 of these filled in. And you have 2 or 3. This one we only had 2. I think this one we only had 2. This one we might have 3 details for, okay? So that's it for this week on main ideas. I know this video was just a little different because I didn't read to you. I like you guys trying to figure things out in here. We do little mini lessons, and then I kind of ease you into it yourself. So if you struggled on this, it's okay. You're going to be with me for next week, and we're going to keep going on main idea, and we'll keep practicing and practicing and practicing. Thank you very much. Take care.